Dwa Dwastavadishya Bhagavan Viman Shreni Bhushanam Sarvatishaya Lakshmaya Jushtam Sam Vishnu. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada. After thus speaking at the door of Vaikuntha, the Lord returned to his abode, where there are many celestial airplanes and all surpassing wealth and splendor. It is clear from this verse that all the incidents took place at the entrance of Vaikuntha Lok. In other words, the sages were not actually within Vaikuntha Lok, but were at the gate. It could be asked, how could they return to the material world if they entered Vaikuntha Lok? But factually, they did not enter, and therefore they returned. There are many similar incidents where great yogis and Brahmans, by dint of their yoga practice, have gone from this material world to Vaikuntha Lok, but they were not meant to stay there. They come back. It is also confirmed here that the Lord was surrounded by many Vaikuntha airplanes. Vaikuntha Lok is described here as having splendid opulence, far surpassing the splendor of this material world. All other living creatures, including the demigods, are born of Brahma, and Brahma is born of Lord Vishnu. Krishna states in Bhagavad Gita in the 10th chapter, Aham Sarvasya Prabhava. Lord Vishnu is the origin of all manifestation in the material world. Those who know that Lord Vishnu is the origin of everything, who are conversant with the process of creation, and who understand that Vishnu or Krishna is the most worshipable object of all living entities, engage themselves in Vishnu worship as Vaishnava. The Vedic hymns also confirm this. Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam. Paramam Padam. The goal of life is to understand Vishnu. The Bhagavatam also confirms this elsewhere. Foolish people, not knowing that Vishnu is the supreme worshipable object, create so many worshipable objects in this material world, and therefore they fall down.
Yeah, you want to say something? I think Kasuri Manjari Mataji, you're there already now, right? Oh, she is not on the phone yet. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so it just explains that that at the entrance of the Vaikuntha, the Vishnu came in his airplane, and the whole incident took outside of the Vaikuntha Lok where the door is, and which explains that nobody can enter the Lok. I told you earlier how the Kumaras even able to go to the material body to them, but it explains how they were able to go there, and many mystic power brahmanas can reach there, but they don't enter there. They are just there for and they leave. And it's mentioning that there are many more Vaikuntha airplanes are there, and it's very opulent. And it's stated that I mean, the that the Krishna or the Vishnu are the prime, that everything comes out of them, and then they are the worship. And in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that Aham Sarvasya Prabhava, which means that he is the origin for all the manifestations of the material world, and all those who worship Krishna or Lord Vishnu as the Lord, they are called Vaishnavas, and all the material people, they don't believe that, and they try to enjoy by worshipping different objects. And so they also have a fall down. They don't grow, and they're not spiritually inclined. They just want to enjoy the material nature. So basically, it's all about like they cannot enter the contract. Only where
Yeah, thank you. Kasuri Manjari Mataji, you're there, right?
Yes, Prabhu, I'm there, but continue, please. Like
Okay,
I just now joined. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, continue.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So yeah, so this is we're continuing the theme where now the Jay and Vijay have been cursed, and Lord has spoken, and now the Kumaras in yesterday we said that they went back to their place. And this verse is describing that people can go to Vaikuntha through their mystic power, but if they do not have, they have not done bhakti, then they will not be able to stay. We have seen examples of Durvasa Muni going there, and Bhrigu Muni going there, and we have seen other examples. But then the people, when Bhagavad Gita is mentioned, that if you go to Krishna's lok, you don't come back again. This is what it's mentioned here, that they were at the gate, and as Nardi mentioned, that the source of everything is Krishna. We have to understand that. Otherwise, we are foolish, right? That we can worship other things, we can be attached to other things. But the goal of life is to know Krishna, goal is to understand Vishnu. And when we understand that, we can make our lives successful. So anybody wants to edit or correct anything or add anything? Okay, so then we can move on to the next verse. Somebody wants to read?
I can read.
Thank you, Mataji.
33, right? Te tu girvan rishabho dustarad dhari lokata atashriyo brahmasapada bhutam vigat asmayo. Translation: But those two gatekeepers, the best of the demigods, their beauty and luster, diminished by the curse of the Brahmanas, become morose and fell from Vaikuntha, the abode of the Supreme Lord.
Mataji, you want to read one more because this was just the translation?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Oh, this is another translation.
Tadave Vaikuntha Disnat Yornit Nit Patmanayo Ahakaro Mahanisha Nishi Dhida Managreshu Putrika. Then Jay and Vijay fell from the Lord's abode. A great roar of disappointment arose from all the demigods who were sitting in their splendid aeroplane.
Mataji, you want to say? Yeah, Mataji, before we move to 35, you want to say something just to see what these translations say? The other translation.
There, Prabhu says, it is said that because of Brahma's curse, Jay and Vijay, they fell from the Vaikuntha Loka. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, so let's read 35. And this great roar, all the demigods were also upset. Okay, 35. Yeah, this has property. Go ahead, Mataji.
You want me to read?
Yeah, go ahead, Mataji.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taveva dhuna prapto parshada pravaro hare ditej nirvishtam kasyapam teja ulbnam. Translation: Lord Brahma continued, those two principles, two doorkeepers of the personality of Godhead, have now entered the womb of Diti, the powerful semen of Kashyap Muni, having covered them. Here is clear proof of how a living entity coming originally from Vaikuntha Loka is engaged in material elements. The living entity takes shelter within the semen of a father, which is injected within the womb of a mother, and with the help of the mother's emulsified ovum the living entity grows a particular type of body. In the connection, it is remembered that the mind of Kashyap Muni was not in order when he conceived the two sons, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Therefore, the semen he discharged was simultaneously externally powerful and mixed with the quality of anger. It is to be concluded that while covering a child, one's mind must be very sober and devotional. For this purpose, the Garbo, Garbo,
Garbhadan.
Garbhadhan sanskar is recommended in the Vedic scripture. If the mind of the father is not sober, the semen discharge will not be very good. Thus, the living entity trapped in the matter produced from the father and mother will be demonic like Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu. The condition of conceptions are to be carefully studied. This is very great science. हरि बोल प्रभु आप ही बोलिए इसके ऊपर.
Okay, so the two demons, not the demons, but the doorkeeper Jay and Vijay fell down because of the curse, and even the people of Vaikuntha were like surprised. If you see the prior verse, they were disappointed, and because they were sitting in their splendor and they saw that the Jay and Vijay falling down from the Lord's abode, and then in this verse. In this verse, it's mentioned that the Lord Brahma is continuing the story. So it's being because the demigods were asking this: how did this Hiranyakashipu, like they're asking to tell the story, and the Lord Brahma is telling the demigods that these two doorkeeper Jay and Vijay, these living entities are entering the womb of Diti. And we remember that Diti wanted sons because her other co-wives had sons. So she requested Kashyap Muni for the union, and it was an inappropriate time. This is where Lord Shiva used to come out with his associates, and it is not it's not the right time to have that union. And this is where even and he gave in to the request of Diti, and he was not like it finished his sacrifices, and he was not in a mood where he was purely devotional or sober. He was not in the right sense, the right mood. So all the circumstances led where these demons, Hiranyakshan, Hiranyakashipu, entered the womb of Diti. Again, it's a Leela because Vishnu Krishna wanted to have that pleasure of the Shival Rasa. And Prabhupada mentions that even having babies, having offsprings is a great science where, according to Vedic scriptures, the Garbhadan Samskar is to be performed, where different rituals with different lots of chanting has to be performed before the baby is to be conceived, so that the pure souls, the right souls, can come in the family. Otherwise, we can have the demons like Hiranyakshan, Hiranyakashipu in the family, which can create havoc in the entire world. So anybody wants to add or correct anything before we move forward? Okay, so let's move to the next verse. Somebody wants to read?
I'll read.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Text 36. Tayor Asuro Adya Tejasa Yameor Hai Hiva Akasaptam Tija Atari Bhagavams Tad Vihit Sati. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Translation. This is the prowess of these twin asuras, demons, that has disturbed you, for it has minimized your power. There is no remedy within my power, however, for it is the Lord himself who desires to do this. Purport. Although Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyakasa, formerly Jaya and Vijay became Asuras. The demigods of this material world could not control them, and therefore Lord Brahma said that neither he nor all the demigods could counteract the disturbance that they created. They came within the material world by the order of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, and he alone could counteract such disturbances. In other words, although Jaya and Vijaya assumed the bodies of asuras, or demons, they remained more powerful than anyone, thus proving that the Supreme Personality of Godhead desired to fight because of the fighting spirit is also within him. He is the original in everything, but when he desires to fight, he must fight with devotee. Therefore, by his desire only were Jaya and Vijay cursed by the Kamaras. The Lord ordered the gatekeepers to go down to the material world to become his enemies so that he can fight with them and his fighting desires would be satisfied by the service of his powerful devotees. Brahma showed the demigods that the situation created by the darkness for which they were disturbed was the desire of the Supreme Lord. He wanted to show that even though the two attendants were coming in the form of demons, that they were very powerful, greater than the demigods who could not control them. No one can surpass the acts of the Supreme Lord. The demigods were also advised not to try to counteract the incident because it was ordered by the Lord. Similarly, anyone who is ordered by the Lord to perform some action in this material world, especially preaching his glories, cannot be counteracted by anyone. The will of the Lord is executed under all circumstances. Haribol.
Haribol. Prabhu, you want to say something?
Yeah. Even Krishna even is Lord of the demons, and that these demons are performing a service to the demigods, and that's, there must be more, but that's all I can remember.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Yeah. So the Supreme Lord, if he wishes something, right, nobody can go and make things which are different than what his wish is, right? So Diti was having the two Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu for a long period of time in their womb. The universe was becoming dark, and this is where the demigods went to Brahma, and Brahma said that this is not in his control because it is coming. This is the wish of the Lord, and the wish of the Lord was he wanted to fight. Right? He has a fighting spirit, and since in Vaikuntha there are no demons, now Jay and Vijay are becoming demons, and his wish will be fulfilled. And Jay and Vijay are becoming an instrument in making his wish fulfilled. They are actually doing a service to the Lord, right? They're pleasing the Lord. So Brahmaji is saying that we cannot control it because it's upon the order of the Supreme Lord that these demons are going to come. They are going to appear in this world, and it's what is dharma? Dharma is basically to please the Lord. So because even in Bhagavad Gita we see Arjuna is giving so many reasons not to fight, and Krishna is refusing Krishna is counteracting each of those reasons with beautiful explanations. And we have so many stories where Arjun is where Krishna even asks Yudhishthira to tell a lie so that what's his name, Dronacharya, can be killed. And Yudhishthira, for a moment, he just hesitates, but then he obeys the Lord, because there is a higher purpose. So whatever Krishna says, or through his representatives, it is our duty to abide by those instructions, and that is dharma. That is the law. That is what we should do, and not do something else. So even Krishna and Prabhupada here is saying that there are many people who are coming to preach about Krishna consciousness, and Prabhupada himself is a brilliant example that he, even at this age, at the age of 70, he came to the US and he achieved so many things despite so many difficulties, because it is the will of the Lord. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that his Senapati will come and he will propagate the holy name in different parts of the world. And that is because of the will of the Lord, that and he's giving that empowerment, all the acharyas and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving empowerment to Srila Prabhupada that he could do all this. So when there is empowerment, when there is the will of the Lord, we cannot go against it, right? And there's I forget the Bengali where Krishna says that if he is to protect somebody, nobody can harm that. And if Krishna is to kill somebody, nobody
Mare
can.
Krishna Rakhe ko
Mare
Rakhe.
Krishna Rakhe Ke Rakhe. Oh, go ahead, Nati.
Yeah, Mataji, you said it. Same.
Yeah, so that we cannot go against the will of the Lord. So we have to understand when these things, different things happen like this, the reversals in the life of Parikshit Maharaj. When it's not a reversal, when Parikshit Maharaj was cursed, it might seem a reversal, but it's for the good of the whole human society. So we have to see that there is the hand of providence, there is the hand of the Supreme Lord, and those things will happen, which is for the good of the world. Yeah, Mataji, or anybody wants to add, correct anything? So we can move on to the next.
You actually nicely summarized that, and I was a little bit distracted with too many things going on around me.
No worries.
Yeah, I think I had to work till late today, so
No worries.
anyways, yeah, but it's really, really instructive, actually, the whole section, as I was saying yesterday. I really wish I can read the commentaries of Acharyas. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, again, like I was saying yesterday, that a devotee can do anything for the pleasure of the Lord, basically. And this is kind of the height, becoming a suras, right? Yeah. And then Krishna is also so kind that he says that just by remembering me, no matter even in an inimical way, you can be relieved of the sins. Yeah. No remedy within my power, however, for it is the Lord Himself who desires to do all this. Wow, no remedy within my power.
Yeah. Beautiful chapter. It is beautiful chapter.
Yeah, this chapter is like very heart-touching for me. Like from the very beginning when I didn't even read but heard. Yeah. So, I mean, many lessons actually we are learning, that basically the concept of properly regarding the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, what to speak of offending. I mean, they didn't offend actually. I mean, they just. And I mean, the reason behind the Krishna was giving that in the earlier verses, that they didn't understand the mind of their master, right? They didn't understand the mind of their master. Yeah. Anyways, let's continue, Prabhu.
Okay. Anybody else wants to read, or I can read? Okay, who is the? Yeah,
I
Gopal
can.
Vrindapal Prabhu. Yeah, you have not read. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So text 37.
Yes, Prabhu.
विश्वास्य यः स्थिति लभ्योदव हेतुराद्यो योगेश्वरैरापि दुर्वृत्त्याय योगमाया क्षेमं विधास्यति स्तनो भागवतत्रयाधीशा तत्रास्मदीय विस्मरसेन क्रियान् iharta, or the meter should be maybe different. I don't know. Okay. So the translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My dear sons, the Lord is the controller of the three modes of nature and is responsible for the creation, preservation, and dissolution of the universe. His wonderful creative power, Yoga Maya, cannot be easily understood even by the masters of yoga. That most ancient person, the personality of Godhead, will alone come to rescue. What purpose can we serve on his behalf by deliberating on the subject? Purpose. When something is arranged by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one should not be disturbed by it, even if it appears to be a reverse according to one's calculation. For example, sometimes we see that a powerful preacher is killed, or sometimes he is put into difficulty, just as Haridas Thakur was. He was a great devotee who came into this material world to execute the will of the Lord by preaching the Lord's glories. But Haridas was punished at the hands of the Kaji by being beaten in 22 marketplaces. Similarly, Lord Jesus Christ was crucified and Prahlad Maharaj was put through so many tribulations. The Pandavas, who were direct friends of Krishna, lost their kingdom. Their wife was insulted and they had to undergo many severe tribulations. Seeing all these rivers affect devotees, one should not be disturbed. One should simply understand that in these matters there must be some plan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Bhagavatam's conclusion is that a devotee is never disturbed by such reverses. He accepts even reverse conditions as the grace of the Lord. One who continues to serve the Lord, even in the reverse conditions, is assured that he will go back to Godhead, back to the Vaikuntha planets. Lord Brahma assured the demigods that there was no use in talking about how the disturbing situation of the darkness was taking place, since the actual fact was that it was ordered by the Supreme Lord. Brahma knew this because he was a great devotee. It was possible for him to understand the plan of the Lord. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purpose of the third canto, 16th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Two Doorkeepers of the Vaikuntha, Jai and Vijay, cursed by the sages. Very good.
Yeah, Prabhu, you want to say something?
Yes, Prabhu. So in continuation now here Brahmaji finally, it's like a conclusion. He's telling to all the demigods that by looking at this current situation, I mean the disturbance created by Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, who were like Jay and Jay Vijay. So looking at this, one should, I mean, we should not get disturbed thinking that, I mean, although suppose like Lord is there, but I mean, our mentality usually, for example, I will say from myself, we think that for if something wrong happens, okay, if Lord is there, he is there, then still why these things happen like this? And here in this purport, Brahma, I mean, Srila Prabhupada, he gave so many example actually of great devotees So they had to face so many tribulations. They went through like difficult time. He gave examples of Haridas Thakur, even though he was a great devotee, he was beaten in 24 marketplaces, and even so he was punished at the hands of Kaji. So that's the same thing. Similarly, Lord Jesus Christ was crucified, and Prahlad Maharaj, being a great devotee, at the age of 5 itself, and that too from his own father, he had to suffer so many things. He went so many things, right? So these are the some example, and I want to say during the COVID time, one of our right Maharaj, right Prahlad, Prabhupada's disciple, Bhakti, His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. So he traveled from India for teaching purpose. He came here to Orlando. So one may think in these cases, even though he's a great sadhu, he has done so many austerities, but why he became victim of COVID? I mean, why Lord could not save him, kind of thing. I mean, I'm just saying. Even I mean, for me, something like me, I can think it. But here in this verse, all the explanation is provided that we may see this thing like this, but God has planned for everything. We don't know what God has planned for them internally. Externally, we think all these things, but whatever Lord does, it's better for everyone and those devotees. So whatever devotees take effort, it never goes in vain actually. So that's what Brahmaji at the end is concluding and saying that we should not be disturbed by looking all these things. That's all, probably. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is paraphrasing that. Bhaktivinoda Prabhu, you want to add something first?
No, I was just waiting for you, Mataji, to.
No, go ahead, please.
No, Mataji, I was just waiting. You'll speak. So I was waiting for you.
No, I was waiting for you. Okay, so yeah, that Srila Prabhupada is actually paraphrasing that Tattenukampam verse in that, right? That is what in the later, after the half purport, he's doing that. And so many examples, like you already were saying about Parikshit Maharaj, when he was cursed, he just took it as the mercy of the Supreme Lord. And on the surface, when things are happening, even in our lives, what to speak of these great personalities, in our lives, when there are certain things that happen, maybe some health problem or some relationship problem, and that helps us in coming closer to Krishna, then it's not actually a misery, it is actually a blessing in disguise, right? Meaning, what is my ultimate benefit? Like yesterday, we were reading in the Bhagavad Gita, those 3 verses. I mean, it was just so powerful. Like I was thinking about those 3 verses. So powerful that how, if we don't do things for pleasure of Krishna, meaning if we don't situate ourselves in the proper identity of a servant of the Supreme Lord in a mood of submission, then we are misers and we are binding ourselves in the cycle of birth and death, right? It's so powerful. Actually, Shira Prabhu, I mean, I think yesterday when we were reading, it struck me the most. Like I have read those purports so many times, but I somehow, because we were reading together, because of all of you, I think it struck me the most yesterday, that miser part. And I mean, logically speaking. So, meaning one confidence we have to develop that whatever is happening in our life, especially because we have taken the path of Krishna consciousness, whatever is happening in our life, it's not just a karmic reaction, it is the interruption, it's the orchestration of Krishna in our lives only and only to bring us closer to Krishna. Because he is absolute. We hear in that 10th canto, the chapter where the demigods are offering prayers to the Supreme Lord in the womb, that he is absolute, right? Whatever he does is perfect. always, no matter whether he kills the demons or he protects his devotees. It is good for both, actually. It's good for everyone. Whatever he does, it's good for him. So a wider vision is that we see the hand of Krishna, but the thing is, we see the immediate cause, like, oh, this person is doing this to me. I don't see that how actually there is something behind it, because the super soul is there in the other person's heart, and that is sanctioning, and that is making the other person do something, right? And sometimes I feel like even when there are certain 8, 11, yeah. So even when there are sometimes, harshness from some other person coming, let's say, for example. So I feel like it feels bad, it hurts us in many ways. But if that doesn't happen, then I keep thinking, oh, I'm a good person, right? Means, because until and unless I get triggered, I don't understand. Like, I will just be complacent about myself. Okay, I'm a good person. I'm always doing good. Right? So when we get triggered and when we get agitated by somebody, then it means I really have to look into myself, even if it is very bad. But it should not agitate me. Like in Bhagavad, we will hear the verses now. Actually, after 54, Arjuna is going to ask questions and Krishna is going to answer. Sit Pragya, a man who is situated in proper Krishna consciousness, what are his characteristics? How does he speak? How does he walk? And how does he not do anything? Those questions Arjuna is going to ask and Krishna is going to answer. So that is very, very instructive. Okay, things are happening. It should not budge me. Just like when the rivers are entering in the ocean, Krishna gives the analogy, right? The ocean doesn't get disturbed. So if one is situated in proper Krishna consciousness, the miseries don't affect us, just like Queen Kunti. They are asking more miseries. I mean, wow, such an example. And what does Krishna do? Krishna is a Bhaktavatsala, and he just, Yudhishthir Maharaj asks him to stop and he stops. Bhishmadev wants him to fight, he fights, right? Yeah, I mean, again, that same thing comes, ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajamiham. But in all these things, that reflection really helps. Just like the Kumaras also reflected, and the Jay and Vijay, immediately when the Kumaras got upset, they reflected what they did. That reflection is very, very important. The meaning, whatever we do, what is the lesson to be learned from there, right? Yeah, anybody? Yeah, I mean, I don't want to just keep speaking. Somebody wants to share something because the chapter ended. Oh, one more book completed.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a good feeling, and we can read through those many together.
Three books.
Yeah,
Three books done. Yay, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, somebody wants to share something.
Yeah,
Hare
Mataji, I was
Krishna
thinking.
Mataji. Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, I would like to share something I heard in one of the class. I don't remember where, but I heard that, when Prabhupada explained this about the Haridas Thakur Maharaj and everyone, like, even in our lives, right? So many things, whatever happen in our lives, we don't like that, but it's happened, right? When you said that it's all Krishna's plan. So some devotee said, that whatever happen in our life, and if it's going by our calculation, we have to understand that is all Hari Kripa, means it's a
Right.
mercy. Yeah. And whatever is not happening in our life, we don't want, but it's coming in our life. That is Iksha, means that is desire of Krishna. So if we like if we like think that way, then we will not get. I'm not there yet, but it will not disturb us.
Yeah. Yes, Mataji. Like if we see the hand of Krishna in everything, then it will not disturb us. Yes. Very true. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, Bhakti Vinod Prabhu, go ahead.
So Mataji, I was hearing a lecture, and it was mentioned that there are three kinds of vision. Right, there's a Singha vision, where you're just seeing what is there in front of you. The lion just sees what is in front of you.
Yeah.
And then there is a pigeon vision. The pigeon can move their head here, there, right? But they cannot see everything. So that's the other vision, which is higher than just the seeing in front of you. And then the best vision is the bird's eye vision, right? Where the birds are flying in the air, right? But they can see everything. That's what Krishna's is, right? We don't understand why this reversal is happening. Krishna knows what is best for us. It's sanctioned by us. So we might not understand, but we have to surrender and we have to respect and we have to abide by those, because it's Krishna's, as Mataji, Prasanna Chitra Mataji is saying, it's Hari Kripa and it's Hari Icha. We have to agree, we have to be like humbly surrender to that and go with that, because it's his bird's eye view that he knows what is best for us. We might not understand.
Yeah, very true. Yes. Yeah, because like we think that, oh, it's going to be good for me, but only Krishna knows what is the most beneficial for me, right? Because he is the most suhrid. My best well-wishing friend is Krishna and the spiritual master, of course. When we say Krishna, yes, yes, Prabhu, please go ahead. Yeah. You are echoing, Prabhu.
Is it okay now?
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like you said, the Krishna has the reason for it, and we don't understand. So in our own life too, what happens? Something happens today, and we are really upset or kind of demoralized. But 3-4 years down the road, we say, what happened? That 4 years ago, I was really demoralized. It actually happened for the good. So these are Krishna's plans. We don't understand them, but the reversal so-called good for us. And then sometimes realize it down the road, not at that particular time.
Yeah. Anybody else? Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah, just quickly want to say one point, Mataji, that if some difficulties come, and I mean, as you say, gave example, when we are around of like good people, we don't feel, but if someone suddenly says something, then we feel bad. So I think, all these things, this is just one example. So all these things is like preparation for us actually, and that's good only. Then we will improve, and in future we can, I mean, be prepared and avoid reacting over that. Because just like in the practice exam, it's okay if you get a tough question, right? We will have time. We can again study of the be prepared. But in the final exam, we don't want actually. Otherwise, we will lose marks there. So it's that. Just want to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, true. Very true, Prabhu.
Mataji, I feel that we need to reflect more on this chapter and probably tomorrow and have to list all the takeaways, what teachings for us.
Yes, I agree 100%.
It's a very nice chapter.
Yeah, very wonderful chapter, Prabhu. Yeah, it's something like very, soothing to the heart, right? Haribol? So much
Yes, Mother.
soothing,
So much
to
soothing,
the
so many
heart.
lessons.
So
For me,
many.
is the biggest, humility. It's Krishna is so humble and his teaching is.
It feels like Krishna is just entering inside. I mean, like I am feeling like when we are reading this chapter, it feels like, oh my God, he's just so sweet. Krishna is so sweet, so kind, so merciful, and clever. See, the way he's teaching lessons is he's not bombarding a stick. He said everything. Oh, you did wrong, but he didn't say it like that. So we need to learn from him, right? When we have to say, oh, you didn't do right, how to say it. Wow, amazing. Yeah. Yeah, Prabhu. I mean, I wish we can read the commentaries of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur on this chapter. Yeah. So
If you have, I mean, we can do like in classes if when we have.
I have I have on the phone, I have something. I have Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary.
So yeah, I think we should read because this chapter is full of teachings.
Yeah. I'll try if I can check tomorrow. Tomorrow is Narsinga Chaturdashi.
Oh,
All will be going for the program, right? I mean,
Yes.
I'll be back by that time. By 7:30, I'll be back.
Yeah, we might not be back.
You may not be. So I'll see if I can go through the chapter tomorrow, and I can probably find some things and go through. We'll see. I don't know how my day will go, but we'll try. I'll try. Yeah. Yeah, but thank you so much, dear devotees. Because of you all, I think I am also getting some some ecstatic mercy of Krishna in some way.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you, Mataji.
Thank you for the explanation, clarification.
I didn't understand what you said, Prabhu.
For your explanations and clarifications, because a lot of the purports are there, but they need further clarification. Then you've done a very nice.
I don't know. I mean, I still feel like I need to do a little more homework that I'm not able to do.
But Srila Prabhupada's books, even if you read them 10 times, every time you're going to find new. So that is always showed,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So, I mean, Srila Prabhupada has given everything in his books to us, basically. Yeah. All right. So, should we switch to Bhagavad Gita?
Yeah, Mataji. We can
Or
switch.
anybody has any other opinion? So
I don't know, Mataji. Only one thing, because you're leaving for India next week. Should we just continue Srimad Bhagavatam and take the teachings, because then this is ending the third canto, like first part. Then we will have
second part is good. Actually, we should continue, no?
Yeah, no, we will continue. But I'm just saying, because then the break will be there. No, we will continue.
I will see if I can join. Means
Okay, if you're joining, then that's fine.
I'll try, because I also don't want to, because it will be one whole month.
Yeah. So if you can join, then that's fine. We can then continue with Bhagavad Gita. But I was thinking that we can then just discuss the teachings.
Bhagavad Gita, we'll see. That, whatever comes to everyone's heart, you can do that, right? Yeah, whatever you feel like. I mean, I'll see if I can join. So Tuesday, I'll be leaving Tuesday. So Tuesday, I won't be able to join anyways next week.
Okay, then the Monday we can do. No, Monday we can do the teachings from this chapter.
Monday, Prabhuji, may not, because Monday will be at Sadhu Sant. We'll be returning from Sadhu Sant.
Oh,
yes,
you
yes.
all are. Yeah, I wasted my ticket. Yeah.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah. Okay, so let's continue. Prabhu, you want to share your screen again?
Yeah.
So we read till verse number 49, 50, I think, right? Let me see 1 second. Which verse? Yeah, we read 50th. Yeah, I remember that we get rid of the both bad and good karma, and then this is the yoga. Therefore, strive for yoga, which is the art of all. Yeah. So basically, devotional service, the essence that we were reading yesterday, even if we are doing our prescribed duty, we should do it for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord as devotional service.